Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I have another project for you featuring the Pick of the Patch bundle. If you saw my video tutorial last week, I shared with you 3 really fun cards that you can create using this bundle. So I've got another card for you today, and it's actually my customer thank you card for the month of September. So I'm still working on these cards, but I want to share with you my inspiration for this card. So if you shop with me during the month of September, you'll get one of these cards. They're blank for you to use and send to someone special. And you will also receive one of these little goodie envelopes that has a little something crafty inside for you with a little label on the back that explains the gift that's inside. So I'm just still getting all of those ready to start sending out today to people who've ordered with me this month. And then also don't forget, if your order is $50 or more with me this month, in addition to receiving one of these cards and little goodie envelopes, you'll also receive my Pick of the Patch card kit. So you get a kit that contains all of the consumable supplies to make one of each of these fun cards. So really excited to give these little goodies for the month of September. But let me show you what inspired me to create this card. So I find a lot of inspiration in images on Pinterest that have color combinations. I call them color graphics. I really don't know what they're called, but these images they give me color ideas, and then somehow it brings about an idea in my mind for a project. So let me share with you what sparked my attention for this card. So I know this card looks nothing like that graphic, but it inspired me to use wild wheat and black. And this is, when I sat down to use wild wheat and black, this is what I decided to create. So I don't know how those images do it, but I can always come up with an idea when I see one of those. So, okay, let's jump right in and I'll show you how to create today's card. So we are going to, as usual, start with the stamping. So I have got a piece of basic white that I die cut using the Stylish Shapes dies. I love these dies, and they give you that nice little stitched border all the way around on your shapes. And then I've got another piece of basic white. This is for the inside. This is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I do have all of the measurements over on today's coordinating blog post, linked down below in the video description. So I'm just gonna bring in my wild wheat. And then I'm also using StazOn for my black. StazOn is not recommended if you are using photopolymer stamps because it does stain. That doesn't bother me because staining doesn't affect the quality or the stamping of the stamps. So it doesn't bother me, but if that would bother you, use Memento instead of StazOn. So on this little die cut piece, I'm going to stamp my larger pumpkin image in wild wheat. Okay, then I've got a scrap piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp my smaller pumpkin, and I'm going to stamp it in the direction that it is on the punch. So you can see it's facing the left. So that's how I'm going to stamp it on my basic white cardstock so that it's easier to punch out. Okay. Just like that. I love wild wheat, you guys. This color, oh, love it. So for my sentiment, I'm stamping thanks so much. And the reason I like to use the StazOn is I just feel like the black is so crisp and rich and dark. So that's why I like to use StazOn. But then I'm going to bring in my little stem image, and I just want to get just the top of that little stem and put that on my pumpkin. Oh, so cute. Then I've got this little leaf image here, and I'm just gonna have that kind of go off of my stem. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we can set this to the side and do the inside. Very simple stamping for the inside. I'm gonna stamp my favorite of the little gourds. I think this one's so cute. Actually, I like all of them, but I just love this little, the shape of this one. So I'll just put that in the bottom right corner in wild wheat. Then again, bring in my stem and just ink up that same top part of the stem and put that right on this little guy. Cute. And then my little blackbird. I'm gonna ink that up and stamp that right there, bottom corner. And that's the inside of our card. Okay, and then let's go ahead and punch this piece out, this pumpkin. Okay. There we go. And then bring in some scrap black cardstock here, basic black, and get a little stem. Now we can put this card together. So I'm just gonna grab a dimensional and my little stem, center that up on my pumpkin. I'm gonna flip it over and add that stem on with a dimensional, and then I wanna put 2 more. Oops, you probably don't need this many dimensionals for this, but y'all know I can be excessive with my dimensionals. Okay, so let's start putting this, oh, let me pop this pumpkin on. So I want it right here, just like that. So cute, I love it. Okay, and then let me go ahead and put my dimensionals on the back of this as well. So for my card base, I've got basic white thick. This is cut 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches. I'm just gonna give that a nice crease here. Okay, before I put all of my elements on, I am going to take my basic black Stampin' Write marker, and you've got this writing end, and then you've got this thick brush tip end. I want the brush tip end, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the end of my brush tip into my cap for my marker, and I'm just going to go like that and give it a flick. And when you do that, hopefully you can see, you get these little splatters of ink. So that was one time. I want to do it one more time. And now I've got more splatter there off to the left. You see that? I think that looks good. It just adds a little something extra to your project. And so now I'm going to add this strip of designer paper. This is cut 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4 inches. And this designer paper comes from the Garden Walk 6x6 designer series paper. So I'm going to add this onto my card front at the bottom. I'm just using liquid glue for this, just so I can move it around and make sure everything's lined up. Okay, then I've got a piece of basic black. This is cut, oh, I have ink everywhere. This is cut 1/4 of an inch by 4 1/4 inches, and I am going to just add this directly above my piece of designer paper. Just like so. Then I will add my stamped layer on top. I'm just going to put that right about there. Then my inside panel, put a little bit of liquid glue across the top and add that on the inside. Then I'm going to finish this card up with some of these matte black dots. I think these are actually on the clearance rack right now, if they're still there. Oop, they were there the other day for $2.80, I believe. Okay, so I'll just put a few of these. All right, and that finishes up the card. Says thanks so much, and then you've got that cute little inside. Again, the card comes to you blank so that you can write your own message on the inside and you can send it to someone special. So just a little something for me to say thank you, because I do appreciate each and every one of you who chooses to place an order with me. Thank you guys so much. So I've got to finish making these cards, and don't forget, in addition to that, I've got the little goodie pack envelopes. So this goes to anyone who places an order of any size with me during the month of September, and if your order is $50 or more, you will also receive my Pick of the Patch card kit. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for shopping with me. Thank you so much for watching my tutorials. I appreciate you all more than you know. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this project was inspiring and fun, and yeah, stay tuned. I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.